Welcome back to Maddie's Corner with Maddie's Brain Thinking. Thank you for joining me for my third video, and I really want to say to all of you that have subscribed to my channel, my new little channel, thank you so much. That means the absolute world to me, and I don't know, it makes me want to do a little cry because I just feel so touched by that, and I love that maybe what I'm having to say is touching so many of you out there, so thank you. I appreciate it. And for perhaps somebody who's joining us today for this video maybe hasn't clicked subscribe yet, come join us. We're the cool kids. Come join the cool kids, and we're going to discuss some really interesting things and talk about some tricky subjects like dealing with low self-esteem, dealing with chronic illness, living through PTSD, but with the kind of optimistic spin of how we're all badass unicorns. So it's life's tough stuff, but also being a badass unicorn and doing stuff anyway. So plug out of the way, all done, all over. I want to talk to you about the word no. The word no. 2 letters, one of the smallest words you can imagine, but with the biggest impact. I have struggled for most of my life actually using the word no, and I end up getting dragged into things I don't want to do and seeing people I don't want to see, and really hating a lot of my life because I didn't feel able to say no thank you, no, don't want to, not going to, that doesn't sound like something I enjoy, no. Now I was able to tell you why haven't I been able to say this to, you know, the countless people that needed to hear it over the many years of me being alive on this planet? I really don't know. But actually the more work I do on kind of raising my self-esteem and dealing with a lot of the issues that have affected my life so far, the more I realise that sometimes when you feel that you're in that point of view of not having any value, that you maybe think that your words have very little value and very little impact, you kind of think, well, no one would listen to me anyway. Well, I'm just going to go along with it. And for me, as a survivor of serious sexual assault, it didn't matter how many times I said no, that assault still took place. And so it's kind of impacted me in terms of how I live my life and how I have relationships with people around me, from romantic partners to work relationships to friendships. And it's taken me probably actually some really good hard work, and up to about the last 2 or 3 years where I've actually started saying no to people. And you know what? The world did not end. I did not lose friends. I did not lose custom in my business. I did not lose anything. In fact, I only gained. I only gained. And I'm learning that it's okay to not be everybody's cup of tea. And it's okay for them not to be my cup of tea. That everybody has value, everybody has worth, but that we all have different things that we enjoy doing and different directions that we want to take our life and that we want to take our spare time. So, I mean, I don't know about you, but I really don't like the outdoors. I don't. You know, I like the indoors. It's where I live. I like knowing that the outdoors is there, and I like being able to look at it through the window, but I'm not hugely keen on walking in it, really, diving in it, swimming in it. No, it's not for me. But you would not believe the mad outward bound outdoor adventures kind of things I've gone on and hated every single second because I wasn't able to say no. And I hated it. And these are things that have stuck with me now. For other people, they might go, wow, you did what? That's so cool. I wish I could have done that. And I think, oh, I really wish you could have gone and not me. I hated it. And I've got to this time in my life where I think, I don't want to be hating stuff anymore. I only want to do stuff that fills me with joy and fills me with enthusiasm and improves my life as a human. So I like doing indoor stuff. And with something like chronic fatigue syndrome and from fibromyalgia, where your energy is so precious, I have to think very carefully about what I do and what I choose to spend my energy on and what I choose to spend my spare time on, because at the moment my life kind of consists of mostly giving my energy to my work, because that's what pays my rent, and then the small amount of energy that I have left I am so guarded of. And I have decided that I'm not going to do walks in the woods with that bit of energy anymore, because I hate it. For example, in a couple of weeks' time, me and two of my closest girlfriends are going for afternoon tea. Now, that's my kind of energy spending time. Afternoon tea at a posh hotel, yes please. Yeah? Looking for makeup, new lipsticks, yes please. Trips to the Arctic, walks in the woods, no thank you. Really no. But I digress. What I'm trying to say to you is, saying no does not devalue you as a person. It does not devalue you as a friend. In fact, by saying no to things you don't want to do, you free up more of your energy and more of your time to say yes to stuff that you really do want to do. So if you're watching this saying, oh, Maddie, I've ended up doing so many things that I really did not want to do, and I've ended up hanging out with people that I really did not want to hang out with and who kind of lower my vibration and my energy because I couldn't say yes, try it. Try it. Say no thank you. Next time somebody invites you to go, I don't know, bog snorkeling. Oh, motorbike just went past there. Just on the emphasis of bog snorkeling. So next time somebody asks you to go bog snorkeling, and maybe bog snorkeling is not your idea of a good time, say no thank you. I said no a few times now, and the world hasn't ended. And in fact, it's done a great deal to boost my self-esteem, because I have been listened to. So the right people who cherish you and value you as a person will not be offended by you saying no to them. Obviously, there are things in our lives that we're not able to say no to. Like, it's not always appropriate to march into your workplace and say, no, I'm not doing that, because you might well find yourself looking for another job. It's not always easy to say no to really close family and, you know, long-time friends that are almost like relations. But it's not always easy to say no to children either. Like, I get this. But there are different ways of saying no, and the actual act of saying no, like no, I'm not going to do that because that's not something that I'd enjoy, or just no thank you, I'll catch you next time, can only do you good. And as a good friend once said to me, because I tend to give myself a really hard time when I need to have rest periods in my life, she said to me, think of resting as rebalancing. Because sometimes doing nothing is actually doing something. So I'm going to leave you with that. Maybe you're going to say no to that bog snorkeling expedition, and instead you're going to put on your warmest pyjamas and climb back under the duvet with a pot of tea and a good book. Yeah, good for you. Sometimes doing nothing is actually doing something. Bye internet, thanks for watching. Oh, and if you love this video, click subscribe. Join the Maddie and her brain club, and I'll see you next week. Bye.